In this video, we will look at dividing polynomials by monomials. Before we begin, let's take a look at this addition of fractions problem. We have 2/7 plus 3/7. Because our denominators are the same, we simply carry it over and then add the numerators. Now, many of you aren't going to show this step, but 2/7 plus 3/7 would be the same as 2 plus 3/7 or 5/7. What I'm getting at here is that when we have a fraction with one term in the denominator and multiple terms separated by addition or subtraction in the numerator, we can split that fraction up. So for example, we could break this fraction up and go in the reverse direction. So 2 plus 3/7 can be simply written as 2/7 plus 3/7. So let's take a look at why that. Here in our first example, we want to simplify 20x to the 7th minus 45x to the 4th, all divided by 5x to the 3rd. We have a monomial, or one term in the denominator, and we have two terms in the numerator separated by subtraction. So again, when we have one term in the denominator and multiple terms in the numerator separated by addition or subtraction, we can split these fractions up. So here I'm going to break this fraction up into two. So my first fraction is 20x to the 7th over 5x to the 3rd minus 45x to the 4th over 5x to the 3rd. I'm breaking this fraction up into two so that I can then simplify. Now we simplify these two fractions using all the rules we've learned in previous sections. So there with the first term, 20 divided by 5 is 4, and then x to the 7th divided by x to the 3rd gives us, when we subtract the powers, x to the 4th. So altogether there we get 4x to the 4th. Bring down subtraction. In that second term, 45 divided by 5 is 9. And then x to the 4th over x to the 3rd, if we subtract the powers, will give us x to the 1st, or simply x. So altogether this simplifies to 4x to the 4th minus 9x. We're going to use this strategy for the next two examples. Now recall that this strategy is only going to work if we have one term in the denominator. So here's a second example. We have 16y to the 10th minus 80y to the 7th plus 8y to the 4th, all divided by 8y to the 4th. So it looks a little larger, but we have the same process. This time we have three terms in the numerator, so we're going to break this up into three fractions. We're going to have 16y to the 10th over 8y to the 4th minus, and then 80y to the 7th over 8y to the 4th. And just carrying down the signs, now plus this third fraction, 8y to the 4th over 8y to the 4th. And now we want to simplify these three. So in the first, 16 divided by 8 is 2. And then y to the 10th divided by y to the 4th gives us y to the 6th. And then moving along, 80 divided by 8 is 10. Y to the 7th divided by y to the 4th gives us y to the 3rd. And then in that last fraction, 8 divided by 8 is 1. And y to the 4th divided by y to the 4th is y to the 0th, or also 1. So altogether, here our final answer is 2y to the 6th minus 10y to the 3rd plus 1. Okay, we'll sample. Again, a little larger than the second, but we follow the same process. So here we want to simplify 20 a to the 11th, b to the 6th, plus 150 a to the 9th, b to the 3rd, minus 30 a to the 6th, b to the 4th, all divided by 10ab squared. So we'll follow a similar process. We have 3 terms in the numerator, so this time we're going to break this up into 3 fractions. We will have 20 a to the 11th, b to the 6th, over 10 ab squared, and then plus 150 a to the 9th, b to the 3rd, over again 10 ab squared, and then minus 30 a to the 6th, b to the 4th, over 10 ab squared. Now we simplify the same way, we just have 2 different variables to consider. So in the first fraction, 20 divided by 10 is 2. And then simplifying a to the 11th divided by a. Recall this is a to the 1st. That power of 2 only belongs to the b in the denominator. So a to the 11th divided by a to the 1st will give us a to the 10th. And then b to the 6th divided by b squared is b to the 4th. So we're dividing the coefficients and then subtracting the exponents. And then this term in the middle, 150 divided by 10 is 15. A to the 9th divided by, again, a to the 1st is a to the 8th. And then b to the 3rd divided by b to the 2nd is b to the 1st, or just b. And then our final term, I'm bringing down my subtraction. 30 divided by 10 is 3. A to the 6th over a to the 1st is a to the 5th. And then b to the 4th over b to the 2nd is b squared. So here our final answer is 2a to the 10th, b to the 4th, plus 15a to the 8th, b, minus 3a to the 5th, b squared. Now again, remember, this process only works if there is one term in the denominator.